How do you calculate a mobile home deal if you're looking to fix and flip it for cash? So, if you're new here, my name is Steph Coy. I teach mobile home flipping, and this is what I've been doing since 2019. So, I teach you how to invest in a mobile home inside a trailer park, rehab it inside the trailer park, and then sell it inside the trailer park and get 100% return on your investment. That means you double your investing dollars. So this is how to get started with house flipping, but super low budget and get the biggest bang for your buck, because the traditional house flipper out here in America right now is making 25% return on investment is the average. And there's hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line, including down payment and closing costs and rehab money and all of that stuff. So mobile home flipping is very, very simple. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to calculate a deal before you buy it so that you know that you're going to be making 100% return, and or you know if you should walk away from the deal. So in my strategy, I teach doubling your money. And so that's what we're going to get into today. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. I put out videos like this one every single day, helping you get started for free and just give you the resources that you need to get started in your city and state. And a lot of people ask me, can I do this in my area? And they ask me all the time, where do I live that I have this many mobile home parks in my area where I have this many trailers to flip? And my answer is, it doesn't matter where I live. It matters where you live. So my first piece of advice to you is just go to Google Maps and type in mobile home parks near me. You probably are going to have pop up on the map dozens of parks, and you have no idea they're even there. I didn't know where mobile home parks were in my area before I started. So that's the first thing. And that will validate whether or not you can do this. If you have trailer parks in your area, you have a market. Okay, so let's get into how to calculate a deal. Deals are calculated before you buy. That is the number one thing I want you to have in your mind, is that before you ever make an offer to a seller, you're always going to calculate your numbers first. So these are very specific numbers based on each particular mobile home park. So I recommend that you get into a deep dive if you have a deal. But in the beginning, it's great to have an idea of just a general idea of the values in each park in your area. And how you come up with that is going to be dependent on where you live. So every area of the country is different, just like real estate, every area is different. So are mobile homes. So each park's values are going to be different. And the reason for that is because the general condition of the park is different. Lot rents are different. Amenities are different. So you're going to want to deep dive when you have a deal on the table. But for now, what I want you to do is start driving around your parks and start getting an idea of what is each park's overall condition and aesthetic. And you can rate these on a scale of 1 to 5. And, 1 being a really trashy mobile home park to maybe a 5 being super, super nice, beautiful, gated community, and everything is pristine. So, and then you'll have a range. There's going to be parks that are somewhere in the middle. So what you're going to do when you come up with your values, the values for each mobile home park are going to be dependent. And when I'm looking at a deal, I want to know specifically inside that park what homes have sold for in the last 3 to 6 months. I don't want to go back further than that. If you don't have any data available to you in that 6-month time frame, then still stay inside that park. I would go back as far as a year, but the prices change, like sold prices change. So this is important for you to stay current as possible. So try not to go back further than 6 months. When you are looking at a deal, let's say you're looking at a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, single wide that was built in 1979. You're looking to purchase this home, rehab it, get it up to park standards, and then sell it for a profit. If you're wanting to do that, then the number one question you're going to want to ask is, what have other single wides sold for inside that park? And bedroom and bathroom count doesn't matter all that much. Single wides are pretty much the same: 2 bedroom, 1 bath, 2 bedroom, 2 bath. You might have some 3 bedroom, 1.5 bath, something similar. But just what other single wides have sold for in that park and of the same era. So they were rehabbed, like maybe they're also from the 70s, the 80s, something that was older, and somebody took it and rehabbed it and they sold it. So I want you to come up with that number. That's going to be your after repair value. That's the first number I start with on every single deal. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off half of that is going to be my profit. So for example, if I can sell a mobile home in a particular park that's a single wide, 1979, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, it's been rehabbed, and let's say I can sell it for $80,000 in my city and state, that's pretty average once it's been rehabbed. So if I can sell a mobile home for $80,000, I'm going to take out half of that is $40,000. That's going to be my profit. This is how you ensure that you make your profit that you want, that you're not just having it be like oops, I don't know what I'm going to make on this deal. No, you're calculating that number first. And maybe that's a no-brainer for some of you who are already in investing, but to me, that number is essential. So if I'm basing all of my deals on 100% profit margin, then that's how I'm going to come up with that number. So after I come to that 40,000, I'm taking that 40,000 off. Now I've got 40,000 to work with on rehab, holding costs, and my offer price. So your next number you're going to come up with is your rehab. What is your rehab estimate? So let's just say in the case of this single wide, in order to get it to a level where I can sell it for 80 grand profit, I'm going to need to put in, say, $20,000 on the rehab. So that's going to be $20,000 now that I have to work with on offer price and holding costs. Your holding cost should be your next number. Holding cost is the amount of lot rent, utilities, and insurance that's calculated per month that you're rehabbing and before you sell it. And I recommend coming up for yourself with, I would say 6 months. Give yourself a nice buffer. Most of my mobile homes don't take 6 months to sell, to rehab and sell. Most of them only take 6 to 8 weeks. But let's just say you calculate 4 to 6 months is great. That gives you a nice buffer to get the work done and to rehab it, then sell it on the market and get a cash buyer in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume that, let's say I pay $500 in lot rent, utilities, and insurance per month. So let's just say 6 months, that's going to be $3,000 that I have in holding costs. So I'm going to take 20,000 and I'm going to subtract out that $3,000 for holding costs. That's going to leave me a $17,000 maximum offer price that I'm going to make to a seller. That is how I calculate every single one of my deals and how I know if it's a deal I should take or if it's one that I should walk away from. Now, if I come up with a $17,000 offer price, and let's say the seller is up in the $30,000 range is what they want for their home, then I'm just going to need to decide, am I their buyer or am I not? Am I willing to walk away from this deal? In my book, that's a deal I would walk away from, or we would start negotiating back and forth. But I know in order to make that $40,000 profit, my maximum offer price is going to be $17,000. I wouldn't start there though, just FYI. If you're negotiating and you're doing these deals, we're not going to start at that price. I would probably start somewhere in the $10,000 to $12,000 range. I would throw out that offer. And if they don't want to take it, that's completely fine. It's completely up to them. If they want to try and get the $30,000 that they had originally hoped for, then awesome. They should totally try and get that. I'm not trying to be slimy and, be scammy and salesy and all of that. I literally tell my sellers, I'll say, I may not be your buyer. Just know that what I'm doing to these homes is I'm buying them, rehabbing them, putting some money into them to take care of these issues that need taking care of. And then I'm selling it and making a profit. It's what I do. So my sellers know, they know that I am not, it's not like I'm going to be, I just want to, I'm upfront is what I'm trying to say. I'm upfront with what it is that I'm doing. So the reason that a seller would want to sell to me would be because they're motivated by time frame or they're motivated by convenience. One of those two factors needs to happen. So I'm going to put a video, link it down below for you on how to determine seller motivation, but I recommend you go and watch that video.